A recent Joint Center for Housing Studies report from Harvard found that a record half of U.S. renters are renting. Their rent is more expensive than they can actually afford, and for those considered to be most burdened, obviously Black and Latino households, they're paying as much as 50% of their earnings on rent, and rent is still higher than pre-pandemic levels. Considering some of these successes that the White House has lifted up, whether it be the GDP report or this recent inflation report, how do you weigh that success compared to this type of data where renters are clearly needing relief?
So let's talk through the Harvard study for a second. It goes through the end of 2022, so I want to be clear about that. And over the course of 2023, just past year, we saw incomes rise faster than prices, and many market-based measures of rent stabilize, which I think is important to note. But we know that housing affordability remains a challenge for families, as you just laid out, families in particular, poor families, Black and brown communities, obviously. And so while for decades there has been no action at all as we talk about housing affordability, and this president has taken some action to making sure that we're lowering housing costs. A couple of things: putting policies in place to build more housing, for example, reducing mortgage insurance premiums by $800 per year for hundreds of thousands of first-time home buyers, expanding rental assistance, and taking on unfair junk fees that drive up the cost of rent. So those are actions that we have taken. Remember, there's been inaction on this for decades, but the president has taken some action. So we have a plan that the president put forward on continuing to lower housing costs, and so we want House Republicans, Republicans more broadly in Congress, to take action. There's ways to really deal with this in a legislative fashion, and so we want them to take action. There's a plan that the president put forward, and so look, we're going to do what we can from here, but we need Congress to act.